He never meant to stop at Eternal Fate. It wasn't even on the map. One minute he was driving through a fog on Route 47, the next his tires were crunching gravel in an empty lot. His phone showed 2 a.m. and zero signal. The sign promised, "Open until the last guest leaves." A bell tinkled as he pushed the door open. The place smelled of warm bread and something metallic underneath. Only one booth was occupied by a woman in a red coat who didn't look up. The waitress appeared instantly, as if she had been standing behind him the whole time. "Table for one?" she asked, smiling with the teeth that seemed too numerous. Her name tag read Mira. He sat. The menu was thick, leather bound, pages yellowed. No prices, just dishes. The regret, medium rare, yesterday's apology, served cold, the memory you swallowed whole. He laughed nervously. "What's good?" Mira leaned in. "Everything here is made from what you left behind." He ordered the house special, something called the Loop, because it was the only item without a disturbing name. While he waited, the woman in the red coat finally glanced over. She looked exactly like his sister, Anna, the one who disappeared 6 months ago. But Anna had never owned a red coat. The food arrived steaming, a perfectly seared cut of something. It tasted like the night Anna left. The rain, the argument, the slammed door. With every bite, fragments flooded back that he had never remembered. Her saying his name in a voice that wasn't angry but terrified. The headlights behind her car that weren't his. He looked up. The woman in the red was gone. Only her coat remained, draped over the booth like shredded skin. Mira refilled the water. "Second course coming. You always finish the plate." He hadn't ordered a second course. The lights dimmed. From the kitchen came the sound of chopping, rhythmic, wet. He stood to leave, but the front door was now just a wall with faded wallpaper. The pattern showed tiny repeating scenes, him driving, him entering, him eating. He sat back down. The next dish was a soup, clear broth with something floating, tiny paper slips. He fished one out. It read, in his own handwriting, "Don't trust the man who says he is you." He turned it over. The other side was dated tomorrow. His hands started shaking. He called out for Mira, but the only reply was in his own voice from the kitchen, calmly asking a waitress for the check. He ran to the back. The kitchen was empty, except for a single chef's knife on the cutting board. On the board was a half-chopped photograph of him, taken tonight in this booth. The edges of the photo were bleeding. He spun around. Mira stood behind him, but her face, it kept flickering between his and Anna's and the woman in red. "You're almost done," she whispered. "Just one more bite." He stumbled back into the dining room. Every booth now had a version of him. Some were eating, some were staring, one was crying. The oldest looking version, grey at the temples, slowly raised a fork and pointed it at the newest arrival. "Yes, it's him." The bell above the non-existent door tinkled again. He looked down at the table. His original plate was gone. In its place was a new menu, the only item listed, the guest who never left. Chef's special. No one knew how long he had been there. Sometimes he was the waitress, sometimes he was the woman in the red, sometimes he was the one chopping in the kitchen, preparing the next version of himself who would walk in from the fog. The confusing part, he could never remember which one of he was the first. Every time a new car pulled up into the lot, he felt a strange hunger and he smiled with too many teeth because the menu was alright. The dish you order is the one that ordered you.